Hello and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at how to use the lists data in Career Central. So I'm on the dashboard at the moment, but if I click on Reports and Lists and then View Lists. So if I click on Lists at the top there, you will see that there are various data fields that we can pull information from. So students input data on their side of Career Central, and then we can compile it together and use that data. So for example, there is a page that the students fill in about their plans, and they have a drop-down list with options that you can edit. For example, I'd like to go to university next year, I'd like to leave school as soon as I can, I'd like to go to Polytech, and so on. So if we click on that, we can see the student information in a table. Now, remembering that this is the test school, so there's very little information in here, but once your students have inputted all their data, you can see all the results here. And by clicking on these arrows at the top, we can reorder the information. So for example, here we see Amy, a test student intending to go to Polytech because she would like to study graphic design. Adam, intending to go to university, wanting to study a science degree. And again, we can alter those choices so that we have them in order of, for example, all the students who want to leave school as soon as they can. And that would perhaps be a priority group that you would look at interviewing sooner rather than later. All the students who want to go to university, for example, and send them a message letting them know, for example, that halls of residence were due to open their applications. So just another way to manipulate the data. You can also import this to an Excel spreadsheet, which allows you then to manipulate further, or you can print it out should you need to. If I just go back to my lists tab, some of the other things that we can create lists about, job count, for example, is useful. You will be able to see from this the number of jobs that a student has in their jobs bank, and again I can order it based on year level or the number of jobs. So we can see that Kate has 3 jobs, Adam has 2, and again, as I mentioned, this is the test school, so there's very little data in here. Your students hopefully will have more than that. We usually require that students have at least 3 jobs in their jobs bank. Another list that I find quite useful is the interview count. So you can see how many interviews a student has had, and particularly useful to see if you've got, for example, senior students that haven't had any interviews. They might be students that you would like to target and call in for a meeting. So we can see here that Kate's had 4 interviews, Jack's had 2, and so on. And again, this is the test school, so limited data here. So most of these data fields have been created because careers advisors have asked for them. And if there is a set of data that you would like to be here, please let us know here at Career Central, and it's reasonably straightforward for us to compile that as a list if you think it would be useful information for you. So that's the end of our lists tutorial. Please look at Career Central for more tutorials on using our features.